So today we'll be speaking to Toby, who is a U of T graduate who completed his Master's of Engineering in Chemical Engineering and also completed a Bachelor of Science of Applied Science in Chemical Engineering. So Toby, to start off, can you tell us why you decided to go to the University of Toronto and why you decided to pursue engineering?
Absolutely. So when I was looking at universities to attend, I had schooled at the International School of The Hague in the Netherlands, and I got a bit of a taste of Europe for 6 years. And I visited Canada for about 2 weeks, and I really enjoyed the environment. And so for me, naturally, being very science inclined and wanting to study chemical engineering, my initial thought was to look for the best in Canada. So University of Toronto came up as a valid option for me. And I enjoyed the fact that they had a PUI program, which is an internship year. And I wanted to be able to meet with global minds, people who are going to be, making global changes in the future. So U of T was the number one pick for me.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Even for me as an international student, I was looking to see what international exposure I could get since I was from India. And it was great to, apply to U of T and also pursue my studies here, meeting people from different backgrounds. So yeah, I know there'll be students who are in our situation right now where they're in high school and not sure of what they want to do or where they want to study. So what tips would you have for students in high school when it comes to their interest in engineering? What can they do outside the classroom to stand out when, applying to universities in general or even to U of T specifically?
That's a great question, Sean. So for me, my experience was, leaning into my strengths, which was in math and in the sciences. I was always looking for opportunities to be part of math competitions and also science competitions. And what was nice about my time at the International School of The Hague, studying the International Baccalaureate diploma program, was we were able to do an extended essay. So I chose chemistry. And for me, that demonstrated my interest right away in the sciences when I was applying. And you also get an opportunity to volunteer in the community. So being able to show that you're all going beyond your academics is also another way to show your interest, not only in Canada, but around the world, to show that you're going above and beyond the call of duty with academics, I would say. And yeah, so they should take advantage of the opportunities they have in high school and network as much as possible. Keep your options wide. I applied to universities in the UK. I could have applied to universities in the US as well, but Canada was where I wanted to make my next move. So keep your options open and apply wide.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I know even with the IB, you get to pursue opportunities outside the classroom, like with, the extended essay and even try to do project work within, the IB curriculum. So that can help differentiate you when it comes to, the specific research you're doing, especially with the extended essay. So that's great to hear. So another question I have is, I know after graduation, you've been heavily involved with some of the volunteering activities at the engineering department. So what are some tips you have for students who are currently in the engineering program and what can they make most of the academic experience as well as the other experiences you can get, being in Toronto and being able to take part in events and even conferences outside the classroom? What tips would you have for students to, learn a lot more, just outside the program as well?
Yeah, so first thing first is your academics, right? You want to be able to start strong. So what I did when I joined in first year was to get an understanding of, Toronto, get an understanding of U of T in general and my chemical engineering program. And so I took the opportunity to focus on my academics, network with professors if I had any questions beyond the topics discussed in the classroom, as well as opportunities to, like I said, be part of competitions that are organized by your discipline club, case competitions. That way, it expands your knowledge beyond just the theory in the classroom. You get to practice the what you've learned. And then in my upper years, I decided to look into understanding myself through the lens of leadership. So looking at leadership principles, understanding who I am, who I want to be, and then mapping out what my journey would look like towards being who I wanted to be in 5 to 10 years. So I had the privilege to be part of the Trust Institute of Leadership, Education, and Engineering, also called Trust iLead. And that really helped shape my journey, as well as being part of the engineering business minor, GRE 420, which is people management and organizational behavior. Credit to Dr. Marzi. She was very focused on helping students learn about themselves and also learn about what they want to do in the future through experiential learning. And another point is gaining leadership experience through student clubs. It helps you discover how to work well with other people and also learn about some of the things that you need to work on as an individual. And that will help shape how you enter into the workforce because you'll be facing similar challenges that you encounter in student clubs in the workforce. Of course, there'll be more responsibility when you're in the workforce. So, yeah, I had the opportunity to be a residence advisor, so dealing with a lot of young students that were trying to shape their academic journey and figure out who they were. So, um, being able to impart the knowledge that you've learned from your upper years and from getting started to others helps strengthen your knowledge base as well. And yeah, it allows you to leave a legacy once you're done with school.
Yeah, I think that's some great insights because I know, especially with engineering, some of the things you learn tend to be quite theoretical. So taking part in case competitions and leadership experiences can help you understand what sort of personality you have and what skills you can bring to the table when it works comes to actually working within the workforce. So it's great to see that U of T has those opportunities to help students develop those personalities and skills and traits which would be definitely required when it comes to working in teams in the workplace. So great to hear that you're able to continue your leadership experience at U of T as well, and like help with students understanding what they want to do, because I know engineering is so vast and things are constantly changing with AI. So things you need to learn also need to maybe change. So it's great to see that how you can take part of these opportunities to stand out and also learn more about what your strengths and weaknesses are as well. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the very best.